That night marked the beginning of everything that would change. Marcus and I once had a perfect marriage. The passion, the attraction, the love. Everything felt eternal. But as the years went by, that excitement faded into a routine. Mornings became quiet, and nights were filled with monotony. Even the physical attraction between us dimmed, fading to a faint ember. I knew Marcus still loved me, but sometimes love just isn't enough. One day, he suggested an idea to revitalize our relationship. A party. He described it as something unlike anything we'd ever experienced. At first, I laughed it off. A party? Are you serious? I asked. But the determination in his eyes silenced my doubts. On the night of the party, I felt nervous. The atmosphere was unlike anything I had imagined. Dim lighting, slow jazz music, and an air of unspoken agreements filled the room. Nathan greeted us warmly, not bothering to explain the rules. It was clear everyone here was seeking something. Then I saw Sebastian. His tall, confident frame and piercing gaze immediately drew me in. While Marcus introduced me to someone else, Sebastian quietly approached and whispered, "Want to make tonight unforgettable?" His words lingered in my mind as the night unfolded. We danced first, his hands lightly resting on my waist. His touch sent shivers through me. At first, I hesitated, but his gaze and presence made me feel alive in a way I hadn't felt in years. When his lips brushed against my neck, I felt the barriers inside me breaking down one by one. Part of me screamed that this was wrong, but another part reveled in the freedom I was tasting. For the first time in what felt like forever, Sebastian led me to a quieter corner. His hands moved from my waist to my back, his movements deliberate and commanding. Every touch reignited a passion. I had forgotten how it felt. When our lips met, it was like an explosion, anger, desire, and pent-up emotion all crashing together. The kiss deepened quickly, his hands pulling me closer as I let myself go. By the time I returned to Marcus, his expression was unforgettable. His eyes betrayed jealousy, but also something else, something I couldn't name. That night, I realized this was only the beginning, and nothing would ever be the same again that I'm Marcus Evelyn. And I've spent some of the best years of my life with Evelyn. But time has a way of testing the value of everything, doesn't it? I felt like something was missing between us. Evelyn was still beautiful, still mine, but there was a gap, a space I couldn't fill. That's why I suggested the party, hoping it might rekindle something between us or at least shake things up. Nathan's party was a test, not just for Evelyn, but for me as well. At first, everything seemed ordinary. The people were polite, the atmosphere elegant. But then came the moment when the lines blurred. When I saw Evelyn dancing with Sebastian, something inside me cracked. Was it jealousy? Maybe. But there was also a strange thrill, a pleasure I couldn't quite explain. Watching her, I realized how complicated our bond truly was. Nathan introduced me to a woman, and while she spoke to me, my mind was elsewhere, stuck on Evelyn and Sebastian. I tried to immerse myself in the moment, but every touch, every glance reminded me of what Evelyn might be experiencing. It was as if I were searching for the meaning of what we were doing, not through my own actions, but through hers. When the party ended, Evelyn and I went home in silence. But her eyes told me everything I needed to know. We had crossed a line we couldn't return from. As I closed the door behind us, my phone buzzed with a message from Nathan. Be ready for the next step. Evelyn looked at me, her lips curving into a small smile as she said, "This is just the beginning, isn't it?"